as far as like extinguishing fears, like for the example, like the shower became a trigger, which was weird, but sometimes I do really good and I can shower like no problem, right?
Yep.
Like uh, um other times when I'm like it's heightened, the shower is a threat again. And
Yep.
it's like, okay, so in those moments when it's like my body is like, mm-mm, no shower today, should I just gently be like, nope, we're okay, we need to shower, right? So I'm going to get in there and show you that we're safe and whatever symptoms come up or fear, it's okay, right? Or should I just not take a shower that day and wait till I'm calmer?
Well, I would discover the reason, like we become afraid of things for what we think are good reasons. It's not that we become afraid of something we don't know why. Sometimes we don't know why because we haven't really drilled down
Well,
to understand
because
it.
when I had that episode of restlessness last
Hmm.
year and I thought
Yeah.
it was akathisia, somebody said to jump in the shower and spray yourself with cold water
Yeah.
to like shock yourself out of it. And
Hmm.
so it was like 3 a.m. and I woke up with intense restlessness and I jumped in the shower freaking out and like sprayed myself with cold water.
Yeah.
And so now when I get in the shower, it's like it's just going to make me restless again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the cold shower thing. I know a lot of people talk about it too. It's just like,
Yeah.
well, cold showers actually kick in the stress response. So if a person's hyperstimulated, it's the last thing you want to do is add that to the
Right.
mix. So, and here's an example where that established a fear for you. All
Yep.
right. So this is where you have to deconstruct the fear. All right. So I associated the shower with a threat. The threat really doesn't, it's not something that I'm going to do again. Like when I shower, it's not going to be cold because I know it's going to dump stress hormones and I don't need that.
Right.
So when I go into the shower, it's not going to cause all the things that I thought it could based on my one experience. So you can use your shower as an opportunity to work at extinguishing your fear by coming up with, a list of containment statements, refutements, right?
Okay.
So
Yep.
when the fear pops up, it goes, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. And I get it that when we establish a fear, Amy's going to remind us automatically. It just does. I mean, we're thankful it doesn't in real dangerous situations, but it's annoying when we don't need those threats anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
realize it's going to do that when your mind flips the shower and those, threats kick in. It's like, okay, wait a minute. I became afraid of it because of this and this and this. Here's how I can contain this fear. So I'm going to go in and just show that I'm going to be okay. Because the more you do
Right.
that and you come out feeling okay, that extinguishes the fear. Like I said, fear is typically extinguished through exposure and confidence by doing it over and over again until you realize, well, I'm not in any danger. Yeah. So it's a slow process sometimes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been over a year and I've been, showering like at least 3, 4 times a week for the last
Yep.
year.
Yep.
And I haven't had any issues. The other issue, like as far as the restlessness, but still sometimes when it comes to the shower, it's like, this is going to trigger my symptoms. This
Hmm.
is like going to trigger them. And I don't want them to get any stronger. Right. Or like at a red light,
Yep.
like, but like that makes sense because that's where I had my massive panic attack that threw me
Yeah.
into this mess. So whenever I get stuck at a red light, that's caused panic attacks, which I've been working on.
Yep.
And the last few times I haven't had a panic attack.
Good
I
for
just go
you.
up to the red light up right like 2 minutes from my house.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
and and I started by going into the turn lane. Like, so if it was red, I still had the option to like turn at
Yeah.
first. And then when I felt more confident, then I like went to like where I couldn't.
Yeah.
But
I used to have that one
um,
too. Yeah. Had a
yeah,
major
I just
panic
feel like,
attack at a
yeah,
red light. Yeah. Yeah. Getting stuck
yeah,
in traffic, getting somewhere you couldn't get out of. Yeah. That was huge for me way back when.
yeah,
Yeah. So I get it. And you're doing the right thing. That's extinguishing. You're teaching us, all right, this is what I can do at the red light. If I'm stuck here, I don't have to, if I'm running down the fear trails, I'm going to cut those off and just rest my body and I'll be fine. And the more times you do it, the more time you're fine. That replaces the threat. That's how you extinguish fears. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Repetition reinforcement, just teaching your brain different things. Essentially, like we have in the article in the recovery support area, we essentially tell Amy enough times that it's not dangerous until it says, okay, it's not dangerous anymore, stops reminding us. But stress, when our stress goes up, those threats become stronger. Just realize that. As your hyperstimulation
yeah.
level will come down, those threats will also lessen just because that's how the body works, right?
Yeah, and I think the longer that I'm in this, the more like worried and stressed I'm getting. Like the more like the first 3, 4 months I was in it sucked, but I was like, okay, I can get out of this, like hopeful. But now it's been, a while. And I think that, the longer it goes on, I'm just like getting more discouraged or like
Yeah.
just more like I just want to feel better, Jim.
Yeah.
There's so much work ahead of me. I had my stress levels down. I think between mild and moderate is where I was
Mm.
scoring. Like last time I talked to you, I was doing really well. And then it was
Yep.
like bam, 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 all these stressors hit.
Yeah.
Restlessness came back, and I think it shot me back up into like high.
Yeah. All right.
From me freaking out about the restlessness and then just feeling like, okay, I don't know what method to follow here. Like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to just passively accept, float through, and like go live my life? But then I'm having flare-ups, and then I don't like these symptoms, so then I'm stressing about the symptoms.
Yeah.
But I also
Yeah.
don't want to just lay in bed all day because then I just ruminate. I don't know.
Yeah. Living your life the best you can based on the symptom load, just erring on the side of giving your body more rest than stress. As you tolerate the symptoms and you become more, familiar with them, that they aren't harbingers of something awful. They're just indications your body's stressed. That's really what it is.
They're so
And as you,
uncomfortable though.
they can be, yeah. Now, again, when we look at our symptoms, we want to realize that it's our attitude towards them that makes them uncomfortable, right? I mean, some are uncomfortable. I mean, the 24/7 trembling isn't comfortable. I can tell you. You're resting, I've had that, and
Yeah.
you're trying to rest, and your body's just jittery, and you can't sit still, and it's trembling, and it feels awful. And sometimes you get waves of it, where it comes really
Yeah.
strong, and then it leaves off. Yeah, yeah, that's uncomfortable, but we don't have to react to it. It's like, okay, my body's really this stressed. I'm just going to gear down and my body's going to recover. Because as you keep doing this, you'll see that symptom will start to subside as well. And this is again where you're extinguishing the fear by realizing, yeah, I guess I can do this just by reducing stress. It will go away. It's not permanent. I don't have to, it's not going to kill me. It's just, it's uncomfortable. But if I keep doing what I'm doing over and over again, you'll teach yourself that it's just another symptom of stress. It's not something that has to be distressing, right?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I guess I went from like 50 symptoms last year down. I think I have maybe 3 or 4 running
Hmm.
at a time, like, and they're just like leg tingling, which whatever, that one doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get the shakes, but
Yeah.
it comes and goes. I feel like an adrenaline factory. Sometimes just
Yeah.
that adrenaline dump and that I want to go, go, go. And
Yeah.
then sometimes I'll get like dizzy, but it doesn't last. I
Yeah.
think because I don't care if I get like dizzy or I had like some tinnitus. What is it? Tinnitus or
Tennessee, yeah.
tinnitus? I don't
Hmm.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that for 2 seconds, but I was like, oh, this is a cool symptom. Like I didn't even care, and it went away
Right.
immediately because I didn't care.
So
I
treat your
guess, and then I
restlessness the
had
same way. It's just another symptom, right?
yeah, it was
It's
like
just
the same way with DPDR. I know a lot of people are scared of
yeah.
that, and I like love DPDR. I was like, whew, a break from my body, right? And it went
Yeah.
away so quick when I was like, huh. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang it.
Well, let's hang on a second. Let's go back a bit here. You said 50 some symptoms when you started. Now you're down to 3 or 4.
When I started, I went through the website. I think I had like 60 to 70 symptoms,
Okay.
like in the like moderate to high severe range, 24/7. Like I don't eat. Besides my faith in God, that's the only way I got through that. Like it was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And yet
how
now
many
I'm
do you have
down
now?
to um oh 3
And how long did that take you to go from 50 to 3?
a year.
A year. Okay. All right. So what did you gain from that? You gained that, your work that you were doing, whether it's dismissing them or whatever, not caring about them, getting your stress
Yeah.
down or whatever it was. You did see results. To go
Yeah.
from that to 3 in a year's time is pretty remarkable, because we always have to keep in mind that the symptoms, most of them are caused by hyperarousal. The body's engaged in that, stress response situation 24/7. So it's being
Yeah.
stimulated constantly. And so that affects the nervous system. And neurons take a particularly long time to recover from that
Yeah.
stimulation. You can't move the nervous system faster than it can go. And so if you've been working at this for a year and you drop them down to about 3 or 4, that's quite remarkable, because your body is learning what to do. So
Yeah.
that in itself should tell you that what you're doing is working. You just have to go a little bit further.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that should
Yeah.
give
Because
you
I only
huge
have yeah about
confidence.
yeah. Because I usually have yeah about three symptoms that are pretty constant. And like I said, the leg tingling, the
Yeah.
or buzzing, which it doesn't. I don't care. I've had it for so long.
Yeah.
Um, and then the adrenalized feeling, and the just the anxiety, of course, anxiety or
Sure.
fear or the
Yeah.
emotions. But other than that, like the burning skin, the all the other ones like went away, or if they come back, they last for like 2 minutes and then they go away again.
Yeah. Oh, good. That means your hyperstimulation is in a lot lower range. So good for you. You might want to do another test
Thank you.
at our website and just see
Yeah,
what where it's at. But that should tell you that, what you're doing is working. Your biggest enemy right now is that worry.
myself. I'm my
Yeah,
biggest enemy. My
yeah, it's
behavior.
it's running down that fear trail, and this is where doing that trauma work is really going to be helpful. It'll teach you how to cope with life without always having to be, running into those safety
Yeah.
behaviors. Yeah,
Yeah, the other thing that set me back a little bit too is my doctor tried me on clotidine because he's like,
mm,
"Oh, that'll help." It did not. I had a paradoxical reaction to it. It was bad. It was
yeah,
so bad.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
only took
yeah,
it for like 2 days.
yeah,
And I was like, I can't sit still.
yeah.
And and he was like, really? Because it's supposed to. I'm like, nope. So
Yeah.
yeah, I quit taking that, and then I felt so much better. But
Good for you. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. You have to know how your body responds to medication because not everybody responds the same way. In fact, a story with my wife, she was prescribed cortisone shots in her back because of her failed back syndrome. Well, she
yeah.
lost a lot of her hair. And so
Oh my
this is
gosh.
like 3 years ago. And so now when she's still working on trying to get her back issues resolved, they keep on saying, well, you can just go get some cortisone shots. She says, I lost 3/4 of my hair because of that. And one doctor says, you're kidding me. She says, we know
Yeah,
people lose hair, but we never ever thought that much. And she says, he said, yeah, I guess I have to keep this in the memory bank. She says, yeah, this is how people respond. So you have to watch what your body does and be mindful of it. So good for you for knowing when enough was enough.
yeah. I did the same thing with hydroxyzine. They gave me hydroxyzine, and I felt like I took an Adderall. Like it
Oh
was
yeah.
so bad. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the only thing I can handle is benzos. Like the only thing my body is like okay with right now is my clonopin.
Yeah.
But of course, I have to extinguish that fear too at some point
Yeah.
of tapering off that. But I try to not think about that. Like it's so far down the
Yeah.
line. My
Yeah.
psychiatrist is not even, that's not even in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
the other thing too with the benzo is that it can keep us stimulated. So
mm,
if you're expecting that you're going to get down to, like a normal range of hyperstimulation, I think that's an unrealistic expectation on the benzo because I couldn't. There's no
I think
way I
I'm
could
trying
get
to get
my
down
nerves
to like
settled.
mild, at least get down to mild and then taper off of it
Yeah, you can get down a mild.
with
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
skills. Yeah.
Yes, with good skills, especially dealing
Yeah.
with your trauma stuff and the uncontained
Yeah.
worry. Those are the big things for you. And those are behavioral things. You don't have to fix them right now. Just recognize, all right, I need to make some behavior changes. And I can do it over the course of time. Your number one job right now is to get your symptoms down and keep bringing that hyperstimulation down by engaging in life as best you can, erring on the side of more rest than stress, being patient with your symptoms. They're going to come and go. You're learning discomfort tolerance now by allowing them to come. I mean, look what you did with some of the symptoms that didn't bug you. It's like, yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
discomfort intolerant or discomfort tolerance. So you're doing that with those ones. But if everybody has a key symptom set that bugs them,
Yeah.
but
Right.
everybody's different. But we still have to build that same kind of mindset with those symptoms as well, because they're all in the same. They're just symptoms of stress, no matter what we are. Don't have to react to them. So continue to tell yourself that I just dismissed the DPR this way. I can do the same thing with this trembling. It's no big deal. It's the same thing, because oftentimes we associate our main symptoms with something more difficult. For example, for me, my dizziness was the worst. And it only
Yeah.
dawned on me, actually, kind of ironically, just a little while ago, because, in my younger years, when we were out, playing in the band and drinking or whatever, you drink so much, you're dizzy, and it really didn't bug me.
Right.
So why did dizziness, with anxiety bug me? Well, then I traced it back to a childhood experience where my aunt took me on an exhibition ride that was spinning all the time. And I got
Oh
really
no.
dizzy and I asked her to stop and she couldn't stop the machine. So it was just like, I just felt out of control. This dizziness was out of control and I couldn't stop it and no one was stopping the machine. I just felt like the worst place ever. So I
Right.
subconsciously attached dizziness to that particular experience. So if you look at your trembling, you might see something back in your past that has set that up. Although you had mentioned that you made an association with it on some of those discussion forums. So, but again, we can
Yeah,
treat
because
all
otherwise,
anxiety
like
symptoms.
I've had restlessness before, and they used to have me, I was on Adderall for
Mm,
5 years.
hmm
I shouldn't have been, but they had me
mm,
on I was on instant release and extended release twice a day.
wow.
I was on like 60 milligrams of Adderall, and I don't even have ADHD. So I was just
Wow.
sprung. I painted the entire house in a day. Like it was bad. So I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, go, 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 sweating, not eating. Like, I got down to like 110 pounds. Like it
Wow.
was bad. And so, you would think me having all this energy now, I would just be like, oh, well, that's how I
Yep.
felt when I was on Adderall and it didn't bug me
Yep.
then. But it's
Yep.
because I thought, oh my gosh, I have akathisia. I saw these horror stories of people that have akathisia. They ended their life
Yeah.
because of it. What if that happens to me?
Yep.
What if I
And
just snap? Yeah.
there's the
So
fears, right?
that's, yep.
There's the fears associated with this. Yeah, you bet. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can deconstruct those fears too, working with Marie. So you come to the same place where I don't really care if it's there enough, it's annoying, but so what? I'll get my stress done, I'll be fine. So, and this again, we're working with a therapist so helpful because you can personally deconstruct these fears individually. And so you get to a place where they don't bug you anymore because it's the fear that drives the worry, right?
It is, yeah. Like I've even had to try to learn to like I can walk and I can sit down or I can lay down, but to try to like sit on my couch sometimes is so difficult. Like
Yeah.
I start getting really restless or that memory will trigger. Like and I can sit in
Yeah.
the car as long as it's moving. As long as the
Yep.
car is moving, I'm okay. But if I'm stopped like in traffic or at a light, then I'm like, oh man, like that memory will pop up of like I get so restless and I can't escape and I like go crazy. But I
Yep.
don't know. So I
Yep.
don't know. I'm trying to practice like when my husband gets home, just sitting on our little couch for like 5 minutes, right? With the restlessness there and just trying to talk to him to practice like, no, I can sit down.
Hmm.
I can sit. It's okay. I'm safe to sit without
Yep.
moving,
Yep.
but then it's like my body's like, no, go lay down or pace outside.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've developed some unhealthy coping strategies to manage your symptoms. And again, you can work with Marie through that to get it to a different place. So you
Yeah, I
are a
was
work in
walking
progress.
like 20,000 steps a day, was pacing 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
It got out of hand. And like not eating, it got pretty bad.
Yeah, not helpful. Yeah, you want to be eating
Yeah.
regularly. Yeah. So again, you are making progress. It's
Yeah.
slow. It may not be as fast as you want, and I get it. I wish there was a faster way to get that hyperstimulation down. But there just isn't. There's nothing that I know of that can calm that nervous system down faster than, just giving it the rest it needs. But you're doing all the right things. You're working on these things. You're aware. You're more
Yeah.
aware now than where you were when you first started. So I think, just give yourself more patience and grace as you work through this because
Okay.
as I mentioned to one client the other day, a lot of people think they should be through anxiety in a couple months. But I said, well, that's like expecting to have your MBA degree, within a couple months. It
Right.
doesn't work. There's a lot of things you got to do. And so as you do that, you get it. And so you are working on it. So, good for you. I know it can be struggling at times, but that's just how it is. And we cope and we move on.